Alright guys, I'm back. Yes, it's been like 10 seconds since I did my contagious infection stuff. Little update you might be able to see. I've got squid marks here because I got some cupping done today to help with the knee, and I've got some lovely little bruises and all that from that, and they did some dry needling, which sucks. And so hopefully, I do have to get my fluid drained again and all that. So yeah. Hopefully this is me working towards being able to roll again, and then be able to provide you guys more content that's not just sitting on a fucking couch and talking to you. This is kind of a response to a friend of mine's post on Facebook, and I will kind of just summarize what he said, which is, I don't understand why some people don't work out regularly, because he always feels great after he works out. And this is, it pissed me off a little bit, but I've got to be completely honest with you guys. I understand where he's coming from, because he's coming from the same place that Jet's coming from a lot of time. My husband is very enthusiastic about working out constantly, and he's very good at keeping himself consistent. He loves the process, he loves the results, and it's actually a fetish for him. And oh my God, if only we could all have that fetish. There would be no more heart disease, there would be no more obesity, there would be no more depression. Like, so much of what sucks in life would be gone, and yes, we would all feel fabulous after we work out. But not all of us are blessed that way. Okay? I am a person who suffers from chronic anxiety and depression, but that's not the only reason why I sometimes find it difficult to work out consistently. And I find that kind of positivity about the gym can be toxic for people who struggle with the gym. One of the key things that happens to me when I go to work out is that I get itchy, dry skin. Like, not like, okay, itch, oh yeah, that feels good, but not that kind of itch. I'm talking about full-on hives. Holy shit, I am feeling like I'm getting stung by hornets. And so when you tell me, I don't understand why people don't work out regularly, because I don't like the feeling of being stung by hornets. And so different things that you can do about that. If it actually is because some people are allergic to the sweat, one of the things that you can do about that is you can take an antihistamine before you start working out. Different ones are going to work different ways. So, if you tried Benadryl and you're like, oh, I'm too sleepy and did absolutely jack shit for my hives, then try something else. It might be Allegra, it might end up being loratadine, it could be sertrazine, it could be any number of antihistamine that works on your body. Another thing that you can try, and so I found out about this because one of the areas that I tend to have real problems is, especially on my legs, when I go running, and it's one of the reasons why I absolutely hate running, is that it's kind of a subdermal itchiness. And what happens there is that, especially if you work a desk job or whatever reasons, your capillaries can actually start to close in on themselves. And what will happen is that when you start exercising, the increase of blood pressure as well as heart rate and all that is going, and the movement of the muscle is going to cause those capillaries to open up. That's at least the prevailing theory. And when you do that, oh my God, again, that fucking sucks. So what can you do? There is an After Sun gel, which I would say is going to be your first go-to on this. And you just try it out, see if it helps you. And what it has is, there's one called Alakaine, which is for sunburn and that type of thing. It's supposed to kind of calm it down, but you can find this blue gel that's made from aloe, and then it has, I think, lidocaine added to it. And that can calm down those sensations so that you don't feel that as much, if at all. If that doesn't work for you, there's a product called Dermablast, which is a lotion that has a lot more lidocaine or benzocaine to it. I forget which it is. That will completely knock out that sensation. And the more consistent you get with doing cardio, the less often that you'll have to use it, the less that you'll need that. So the other thing that happens to me when it comes to cardio is that when I exercise or I talk a lot or do anything like that, I get phlegmy. And part of it has to do with that I've had jaw surgery. I've had both my jaws moved. They took out a section here and they moved my bottom jaw down, back, and then they moved my top jaw forward. And that changed my drippage. So when I am particularly active, I get congested really fast, and when I get congested, all of that mucus goes down into my stomach, and it does get caught in my throat, and I'm coughing up like gross phlegm, and then I get nauseous because of how much I end up swallowing there. And yes, is that disgusting? It absolutely is. And I should have brought it out here because I didn't think, but I didn't think to. So what you'll want to do with that is that you want to use two items. One is going to be a saline solution that you're just going to push in there and just clear out all the phlegm that you can. I wouldn't recommend doing a hot neti pot because that could actually burn the inside of your nose and whatnot. So just doing a basic saline. Also, this saline is going to draw moisture out and kind of put it in there, so if you have rawness in your nose or anything like that, then that can kind of help with making sure that you're not feeling a lot of that rawness in your sinuses and in your nose. And then you would, I feel like it's Famotine or something like that. It's just a little spray. It's an allergy spray that you'll put up your nose. It's not Afrin. Afrin has actually been clinically shown to make this problem worse. And the thing is that with both the saline solution and the steroid, neither one will do the trick by themselves. You have to do them in conjunction with each other. And I would say do the saline first, then the steroid, because if you do it the other way around, the saline is going to flush out the steroid, and then you're not going to get the benefit of that. So that is the next thing. Okay, the next thing is that when we are out of shape, now we do talk about this quite a bit, and there's so many videos out there of people claiming that personal trainers do not understand that fat people have all this added weight to them, and then everything is more difficult. It's our fucking job to know that. Yes, we know that when people are carrying a lot of extra weight, things are a lot harder. So you need to stop comparing yourself to everybody else that is working out. You know, we need to lower our expectations, especially if we're out of shape, especially if we have these cues that tell us don't work out. A few things that people don't talk about enough is that if you are deconditioned, you are probably going to experience the nausea wall. You know, there's going to be the huffing and puffing, and that's miserable too. But again, for me, as somebody who has a history of gastritis, I am very prone to nausea, especially when I work out. When you start getting dizzy, you get nauseous, you throw up in a bucket. Yes, I know the psychotic CrossFitters are going out there and going, I threw up today, it was such a good workout. Not everybody feels that way about it, okay? What is happening when you're getting nauseous? Well, I mean, it could be that there's something going on with your stomach. Maybe you've played around with body scissors too much. I don't know. But, you know, it could be a dietary thing. You know, if you're not getting enough calories in, you're going to be a lot more prone to nausea. So pound a cup of white rice about an hour before your workout, maybe an hour and a half, and then see if the nausea goes away. If it doesn't, you know, it could be that you're deconditioned. So, you know, when you exercise, your heart, especially the left ventricle wall, will become more flexible and stronger, and you'll be able to push blood more efficiently. What will also happen is in your muscle cells themselves, there are cells that float around your muscle cells called satellite cells, and your muscle cells are going to cannibalize those satellite cells, and they're going to steal the mitochondria. That's going to be the powerhouse of the cell and add it to their own. They've been assimilated by the muscle Borgs, and the powerhouse of the cells is going to use less energy and more and produce less lactic acid, which will be expelled through your body in the form of carbon dioxide. So as you exercise more, you've got those extra mitochondria in there that are now going to make you process energy better, and then the likelihood that you're going to become nauseous is going to go down exponentially. That's going to happen. The other thing that's going to happen is that as you're exercising, as I mentioned before with doing cardio, that thing that made me itchy, that's going to be the opening of your capillaries, and they're going to stretch out and spread out, and then they're going to create branches and all that, and you're going to develop more capillaries and potentially even more other auxiliary venous and arterial structures that are going to be able to process and move a lot more contaminants out of your cells. So when you are new, you've got all this carbon dioxide being like sent back and to your lungs, which can't swap out it for good clean oxygen fast enough, and you're not particularly efficient. You don't have enough blood pathways to move all that waste out of your body, and so your brain is going, holy shit, there is too much carbon dioxide in my system, there's not enough nutrients in my system, I need to divert away from my stomach, and then blood will be diverted away from your stomach, which is going to make your stomach miserable. It wants that circulation. So when your body diverts all that blood out of there, your stomach is going to respond, and that response is going to be nausea. Is it a good thing? No, it's not. Because as that lactic acid within your body continues to build up and build up and build up, it's going to cause more muscle breakdown in the muscles themselves, which is going to cause the proteins to break off going through your circulatory system, and they get filtered out through your kidneys where it can't actually fit out, and it just kind of collects in the form of uric acid, which is going to lead to uric acid kidney stones. It can lead to gout, which is going to be crystallizations in the joint, which is, I hear, very painful. In fact, that's what they thought was going on with my knee. So far, there's no evidence that it is, or part of what's going on. And so, we don't want to have that building up in our kidneys, because not only can you get kidney stones, you can get this really nasty kidney failure called rhabdomyolysis. And then the way that they're going to treat that is that you have to go on dialysis. You will lose a day of your life. And if you don't go on dialysis, you could die. So, that's one of the reasons why I don't support CrossFit. I don't support that mentality. I don't support the basic principles behind it, because those principles can kill people. And people are celebrating that condition where that can happen. So what I have to say to you, if you're feeling unmotivated because you're going to the gym and you're hitting that nausea wall every single time, is do less. Okay? You need to work out for less. So, I always go to the gym with a notebook. That notebook marks my progress, and I will mark, okay, if I'm doing the exact same workouts, so I usually will have 3 to 5 workouts that I do in a week. I'll do a leg day, I'll do a upper body, a push day, and I'll do a pull day, and I'll throw core in there somewhere. And then on the other 2 days, I will do cardiovascular days. And if you are really crazy, you can do, 6 days a week and do 3 cardio days, 3 lifting days. Or you can do lifting in the evening, cardio in the morning, which is how I recommend doing that split, so that you're not doing them on top of each other. Because when you do cardio immediately after lifting, you increase the risk of injury. If you do cardio before lifting, you're going to defeat the purpose of the lifting, because you're not going to have the energy to actually push yourself the way that your body needs in order to adapt. So, if you can't stomach the idea, no pun intended, of doing 2 separate gym sessions in a day, space it out through the week, right? Monday I'm doing chest and shoulders. Tuesday I'm going running. Wednesday I'm going to do a pull day. Thursday I'm going to go lap swimming. Friday I'm going to do a leg day. Saturday I'm going to go on the stationary bike, or rowing, or whatever it is. Okay, that's just an example of a way to do your week. And if you are finding, okay, I'm doing, trying to push myself, because Chris said that we should be aiming for a 40-minute run. If you can't make it to the 40 minutes without throwing up or having other symptoms that are diminishing your ability to do the workout, do less. Do it in a warmer environment. If you are outside in the cold, that is going to piss off your sinuses. It's going to piss off those air pathways. So if you're getting nauseous or you're coughing up a lot of phlegm like I do, save the outdoor running for spring and summertime. Don't do it in an area where there are a lot of cars. Go to an actual park so that you have a lot more clean oxygen without the carbon monoxide floating in the air. And other particulates and contaminants that get kicked up by cars and other chemicals. So, really, really think about, okay, what are my barriers to working out, and dial it back. Say, okay, and I forgot to mention, there's this product right here. If you're having itchy skin when you're working out, Sarna, this is what my doctor told me to use, and this might actually help too. I can't stand this stuff and it doesn't seem to do a great job for me, but maybe the cause of my itchy skin is not covered by this. I find that actually doing the aloe vera gels, which is, the after sunburn gels, actually work really well if I do them every day, and then I also don't have the heat trapped in because I feel like I'm overheating when I work out, that creams and lotions will do to me. If there's a dermatologist watching this video and wants to comment on it down below, I am going to do a follow-up video to this, okay? So if you guys have specific things that are keeping you from working out, motivation-wise or things like that, go ahead and put them in the comments below, and I will put them in the next video. If you are somebody that has found solutions that I haven't mentioned here, put those in the comments below as well, and I will make sure to include those in the next video. Because really, and this is again, when I've been doing these videos, is that I want to have more community engagement. Maybe you don't feel comfortable doing a wrestling video. Maybe you don't feel like you have skills to share. Share what's worked for you, what actually helps you to get into the best shape that you can, because it matters. It matters. So, other reasons why people might not want to go to the gym. If you're like me, you have depression. Maybe you have body issues. That's a really, really good one. So, if you're finding that you are going to the gym and you are just way too self-conscious to actually go to the gym, and you're just like, everybody's going to look at me, I'm such a fat ass, and you've got all this negative self-talk, first of all, stop that. No more negative self-talk. You have to say, you know what, this is the worst I'm ever going to let myself be. Right? I am going to go to the gym, which is going to be better than not doing anything. And maybe I only get 20 minutes on the stationary bike, or maybe I get on the elliptical for 20 minutes, or maybe I'm just going to do a chest day and all I got were like some really, really bad sissy push-ups on my knees. And I personally refer to those as modified push-ups, because everybody's a work in progress. And that's one of the things that you need to keep telling yourself when you're going to the gym. Everybody here is a work in progress, otherwise they wouldn't be here. Be friends with the training staff. Don't be like, oh, but they're always going to be trying to sell me stuff. Go up to them once in a while and just say, hey, can you tell me, I'm going to be doing a push day. What are 3 things that if I'm doing a push-up that I should be mindful of that people tend to get wrong? Oh, they're probably going to tell you, don't shrug your shoulders, right? Make sure that your hands are positioned far enough back that you're not lifting with your shoulders. Make sure that you got a strong plank. And if you can't maintain a strong plank and you're compensating coming up, then maybe you need to go down to a modified on your knee push-up. And that might be what they tell you. And you're not just saying that so that you can get free advice. But, if you don't want them coming up to you when you're in the middle of your workout and trying to sell you personal training sessions, open that dialogue, because what they're going to be thinking is, yes, this is somebody I can sell to down the line, and this is going to be somebody that I just need to foster a good relationship with. And you know that now. That is a dirty industry secret, right? So use it, right? So talk to the training staff, and get to know them, just shoot the shit with them, talk about sports ball or whatever. Mention that you are, trying to take up some wrestling or whatever, and what would be the best cardio for somebody that wants to get more into wrestling or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or whatever you guys are getting into. And I'm sure that, if they're not busy, they might be very pleased to just talk to you for 5 minutes, and then you're like, oh, and set a timer. Maybe go, oh, it's time for me to start my warm up. Thank you so much for your time, and walk away. And that's, it's just making sure that they don't come up to you when you're in the middle of your workout and disrupting your flow or anything like that, because you've already made that connection, right? And then if they do come up to you, it'll just be like, oh, hey, I saw that you're lifting your right shoulder when you're doing that lat pull down. Try to engage that more, and it won't be so much of, hey, I'm going to try to get you, sales pitchy, and maybe slip in that you just lost your job and yet you're really depressed, right? And then they might be like, oh, this person doesn't have money, and they'll leave you alone. So just kind of a little thing there. But it's going to be mindfulness, trying to change how you feel about that place. And if you still feel like, you go there and you feel like everybody's eyes are on you, maybe you go there with your flamboyant friend who's just going to keep drawing attention up to themselves when you're working out. And so you're working out together, and everybody's going to be looking at them, and they're not going to be paying attention to you. But I'm going to let you in on another industry secret. Unless you're doing something really fucking stupid, no one's going to be paying that much attention to you, right? I had this guy, and I probably have said this on this channel before, that would come onto the treadmill every day, and he'd be there for 2 hours just walking, and he's got his headphones in, and he's got plugged into his guitar, that he's got this little travel guitar, and he's just sitting there walking and he's just getting his steps in, and people are going to notice that. People are going to notice that. People are going to talk about it. And the way that I felt, and the way the rest of the training staff felt about that was, hey, he's getting himself in here, right? He's doing more than he would have done if he just sat on the couch. And if that's what it took, good, more power to him, right? Flip that around to somebody else who was not like that. Somebody got one of the physio balls and was just would go belly down on it and roll back and forth, and then he'd flip over and he'd roll back and forth on it, and then he'd do his side, and all the trainers just going, what the fuck is this guy doing? And so we all took turns. Every single person on that staff went up to him at one point in time and said, hey, what are you doing? And he's like, well, I'm trying to get rid of my belly fat. Okay, and how is this doing that? And he's like, it just does. So I'm not interested in any help. Just, well, we've got more effective. No, I'm not interested. I'm just going to do my thing. And okay. That's the type of person that you'll probably get negative comments back. But if you were doing like a lot of traditional exercises, you are following this channel. I think I've put up the exercise library at some point in time on here. If it's not there, we'll redo it. If you can't find it here, you can go to AthleanX, their YouTube channel. They go over a lot of the exercises very well. It's a little bit bloated now, but and there are other influencers that I would recommend, but that's a pretty good resource for just like learning how to do exercises. And you'll notice that a lot of them don't really use machines. It's going to be a lot of free weights and that type of thing. And if you're doing things in a sound way, nobody's going to be sitting there judging you for the way that you're engaging in the gym. Okay? Nobody cares that when you're doing your chest press, you can only manage to push the bar. Nobody cares. If that's all you can control, right? If you are putting on 45-pound plates on either side and you're not using safety clips, then you're gonna die. Somebody's gonna get hurt. Somebody's gonna walk by that plate's gonna slide off and it's gonna break someone's foot, and that's gonna be your fault. So gym safety. But again, if you're coming in and the workouts that you're doing are sound, and you're not doing anything funky, watch gym fail videos, right? And you can see what qualifies as stupid in a gym, and just don't do that. Go there and be a rational person. So yeah, so we talked a little bit about depression. Again, I mentioned bringing a friend with you to go to the gym. That's going to be a really, really important thing that you guys can do that doesn't cost anything. 24-hour fitness, a lot of times now you can get a buddy pass that's not that much more expensive to have on your membership, and then you just always come with the same person. It's 2 memberships for the price of 1. Not that I am still a representative for 24-hour fitness, but it is where I go, and that is part of my strategy. Is I'm like, hey, anybody can come with me and work out with me. So if you can't motivate yourself to get to the gym, find somebody that's more motivated, and then the 2 of you go together. If you are having, anxiety, maybe the gym is overstimulating for you. Well, do what you can at home. Do body weight stuff. Again, I believe I put out a exercise library and some hacks for building your own TRX, or you can spend $100 on a TRX, put in some suspension points, and be able to hit pretty much anything at your home. All of these things are things that you can consider that might actually get you to the gym. So again, we'll make another video, guys, going over this. So if I haven't covered something that is keeping you from working out, please put it into the comments below, and if you don't have a solution for it, I will come up with a solution for you. If you are if you have found something that works for you that I haven't talked about here, put it in the comments. I'll put it in the next video. So as much as we can, I want to be here for you guys. I want to make sure that we're getting as fit as possible, and I want you guys to help you on your wrestling journey. And part of that's going to be, like I said, I'm now, just while I'm healing, digesting a bunch of wrestling videos, and soon I'm going to have to start drilling a lot of things that I'm finding on those, and I'm going to practice those like crazy so that I can be ready to start showing you guys some more folk style freestyle, Greco-Roman, that type of thing, since nobody else is stepping up to the plate to do that. It does mean that I'm not going to be the best nuanced teacher that you can have, but at least it's better than nothing. And then 2024, this is going to be a scary year for a lot of political reasons and whatnot, but hopefully I'm going to make it a year that I'm going to go back to training for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and hopefully I'm going to have a lot of cool new shit to show you guys. So thank you for watching. You can hit the like and subscribe buttons if you want. I don't want to pressure you guys to do that because those things supposedly help other people find these channels. One thing that and this will help me know that you guys made it to the end of the video, is one of the things that I'm looking at doing this year is actually starting my own gym. And I am absolutely terrified. I have no idea where the money is going to come from. So I'm thinking that I might start a Patreon channel for this to help with income, and also doing like a GoFundMe or something like that, so that all you guys can help me start my own gym. I would really appreciate it. So let me know your thoughts on that. If you guys have other ideas for crowdsourcing or finances for being able to make that happen, because it's going to help me continue to make better content for you guys and be the best possible influence I can be in your lives. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. You guys have a lovely night.